Good evening. I want to take a minute to welcome everybody who is joining us via Facebook, YouTube, or our Zoom. Good evening. I want to take a minute to welcome everybody who is joining us via Facebook, YouTube, or our Zoom live stream. Welcome to our Holy Days Candlelight Service. I'm going to have our practitioner this evening, Deborah Ellis, come open us with prayer.
Breathing in this luminous love light that is present right here, right now, in this sacred and holy place, in this time on that eternal timeline of now. I speak a word of blessing for our time together this evening as we share in the celebration of the light of these holy days that we share together. So thankful, so grateful for the magnificence and the deep and abiding joy, perfect peace, perfect harmony, perfect unity, and perfect love that is present right here, right now, in this very room. And I'm recognizing that there is enough love right here, right now, to heal the world. And so we revel in that love, that light. And I just release now and let it go and let it be. So grateful. And so it is. Amen. Shalom. Ashe.
We're going to begin this evening with our regular candle lighting ritual. And we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the ways of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles of love and law. We light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light this final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. So each song tonight is intentional, has meaning, is placed by intention, by design. So the first song is A Solin. A Solin is derived from traditional English songs. It was sung by children as they begged for soul cakes on All Souls Day, which is certainly earlier in the season, typically November 2nd. All Souls Day is a day of prayer and remembrance for the souls of those who have died, which is observed by Catholics and Christian denominations. So we begin this holy day's candlelight service with a Solen, to honor, to recognize, to lift up all those that we have lost this year. It's been a challenging time for many, many people worldwide. There's no denying that the impact of this virus has had on our nation, on our world, on the international, global scale. And so we take a minute to honor the struggle, fully human, fully spiritual, fully human, fully spirit. A Solen.
Hey ho, nobody home, meat nor drink nor money have I none, yet will we be merry. Hey ho, nobody home, meat nor drink nor money have I none, yet will we be merry. Hey ho, nobody home. Soul, soul, soul cake, please goodness is a soul cake. An apple, a pear, a plum, a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all. God bless the master of this house and the mistress also, and all the little children around your table grow. The cattle in your stable and the dog by your front door, and all that dwell within your gates, may we wish you 10 times more. Soul, soul, soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake. An apple, a pear, a plum, a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all. Go down into the cellar, see what you can find. If the barrels are not empty, we hope you will be kind. We hope you will be kind with your apple and strawberry, for we'll come no more a soulin' till this time next year. Soul, soul, soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake. An apple, a pear, a plum, a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all. The streets are very dirty, my shoes are very thin. I have a little pocket to put a penny in. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, then God bless you. Soul, soul, soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake. An apple, a pear, a plum, a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all. One more time.
Thank you, Rick and Jeff. These guys do an amazing job coming in here and putting all of this together for us, and keeping us safe and keeping themselves safe. So thank you. This next song, Do You Hear What I Hear? And as I was putting the lyrics up with the song so that everybody can sing along wherever they are, I was reminded of the unity of life demonstrated in the communication trail of the lyrics. The wind speaks to the lamb to the shepherd boy to the king, and the king to the people. And they go through our senses. Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear? Do you know what I know? And then interestingly, the last part of that is listen, pray, experience the goodness and light. And so when we see, when we hear, when we know, the only thing left is to listen, to pray for peace, to know the goodness and light. Join in, if you will. Do you hear what I hear?
Said the night went to the little lamb. Do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite. With a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. The child, sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light.
You guys sounded great. It's amazing how I can hear you all the way over here from wherever you are. So tonight we're going to honor several different traditions. We're going to light the menorah. We are not practicing Hanukkah in doing this. The season for Hanukkah actually has already passed. What we are doing is honoring the Jewish tradition. So let me tell you a little bit about that. According to Jewish tradition, after the Maccabees' victory over the Greeks, there was only enough oil to burn for one day in the temple. Miraculously, the oil burned for 8 days, lighting the Hanukkah menorah commemorates this miracle. Traditionally, the menorah is placed in or near a window facing the street on the left side of the home as facing the entrance from outside. Placing the menorah in a window for passerbys to see fulfills the commandment to publicize the miracle. Tonight, I want to share a reading from the Kabbalah of Hanukkah by Philip Namenworth, as found on mindfullife.com. Souls dance. They don't stand still. They long to break free of the world, just as the flame tries to escape the wick. But the flame needs the wick to anchor it, to feed it the oil that keeps it burning. The soul needs the body to perform the deeds that will elevate the soul beyond itself into higher worlds. The flame constantly seeks freedom, and so does the soul. But it knows that its true freedom is tied up with this world, not only higher realms. This partnership is reflected in the menorah, where flames, which are only visible element to the natural world, to do so defy gravity. Certain gases like helium do the same, but we can't see them. Many of our lessons come from what we can see. The flame longs for transcendence, and it is transcendent element of being itself. The soul yearns to fly, yearns for freedom. On Hanukkah, we light the candles and celebrate the miracle of the oil that burned for 8 days. As 7 is the number of holiness with nature, 8 is the number of transcendence. The surrounding lights that are not readily perceived in our world, yet which we can sense and connect with by certain physical acts. The connections, in Hebrew, mitzvah, cords that bind and keep us tied to a higher reality. The Tanya states that the soul is part of God above. We are creatures of earth and creatures of heaven. God blew into his nostrils a living soul. We are all flames on the menorah. Hanukkah focuses our meditations and practices on realizing the flame within us, the mission that is uniquely ours, to spread light wherever we go. We don't want to just light the menorah. We want to be a menorah. That is our mission. To be aware that our godly soul and purpose, and to share that light wherever we go. Always sensitive that everyone else is also a light on the menorah. Some people are more aware of this than others. To be a lamplighter, we need to have access to a deep pool of oil within us. The deep resources of holiness and sanctity are not limited by nature, but in fact are unlimited. By accessing this deep reservoir of infinity, we maintain a steady connection to our deep unconscious, the place where opposites reside together, where the depth of our potential is revealed, the sense that we are more than we think we are and can achieve greater things each day because we were put on this earth to make a difference, to make a dwelling place for God in this lowest world. In this story, the flames tell us on Hanukkah, you are truly free when you can access the deepest dimensions of your soul. Each of the 7 candles represents one of the emotional characteristics listed in the Zohar, the main book of the Kabbalah. I'm going to invite Deborah to come and light the candles as I read the association that is given. The first candle has said kindness, love, giving. The second candle, guvara, restraint, judgment, withholding. The third candle, tiferet, mercy. The fourth candle, netzach, endurance, victory. The fifth candle, hod, humility. The sixth candle, yesed, foundation. The seventh candle, malshut, sovereignty. The final candle, representing the totality of the light within each. Grateful for the Jewish tradition, grateful for this community of Sierra Center for Spiritual Living that has many Jewish members. I honor you. And now we're going to move into lighting the Kinara, the candles of Kwanzaa. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kwanzaa. Dr. Luana Karenge, professor and chairman of Black Studies at California State University, Long Beach, created Kwanzaa in 1966. After the Watts riots in Los Angeles, Dr. Karenge searched for ways to bring the African American community together as a community. He founded US, a cultural organization, and started to research African first fruit harvest celebrations. Dr. Karenge combined aspects of several harvest celebrations, such as those of the Ashanti and those of the Zulu, to form the basis of Kwanzaa. The name Kwanzaa is derived from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in Swahili. Each family celebrates Kwanzaa in its own way, and often includes songs, dancing, African drums, storytelling, poetry reading, and a large traditional meal called a karamu, held on December 31st. On each of the 7 nights of Kwanzaa, one candle on the Kinara, which is the candle holder, is lit, and then the 7 principle representing that candle is discussed. The principles, called the Nguzo Saba, 7 principles in Swahili, are values of African culture, which contribute to building and reinforcing community among African Americans. The Kinara holds 7 candles, 3 red ones on the left, 3 green ones on the right, and a black one in the center. I'm going to ask Deborah to come and light the candles of the Kinara as I read what each principle represents. The black candle represents unity, umoja. The second candle represents the principle of self-determination, kujichagulia. The third candle represents the principle of collective work and responsibility, ujima. The fourth candle represents the principle of cooperative economics, ujamaa. The fifth candle represents the principle of purpose, nia. The sixth candle represents the principle of creativity, kuuma. And the seventh candle represents the principle of faith, imani. Thank you, Deborah. So our next song begins our honoring of the Christian tradition of the birth of Jesus. My favorite translation, as many of you know, of the Bible is the George Lamsa tradition. George Lamsa grew up in the same geographic area, speaking the same Aramaic language as Jesus. And he translated the Peshitta, which is the original Aramaic document. And Peshitta is Aramaic for straight. In other words, the original and pure New Testament. The Peshitta is the only authentic and pure text which contains the books of the New Testament that were written in Aramaic, the language of Jesus and his disciples. And so as you listen to this next song, Mary, Did You Know? Begin to imagine that the experience of Mary is perhaps each of our experience as we begin to consider this idea of birthing the Christ within. Mary, did you know?
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would someday walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you've delivered will someday deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod. When you kissed your little baby, then you kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is the Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Mary, did you know?
Take a breath with me. So my talk tonight is fully God, fully human. And as I contemplated this evening's message, what kept coming up for me was this idea of a virgin birth. Now, being raised in the fundamental Christian faith traditions, that was taught to me as quite literally in the physical human form as a woman who had never had sex becoming biologically pregnant with a child. And as I've grown and studied and done my own inward journey, this evening what I want to suggest is that perhaps this message of a virgin birth is a message explaining that we are each birthed out of one source. Because in this earthly realm, two sources are required to create a biological baby: an egg and sperm. But a virgin birth requires only one. And for me, I've really come just this week to a much deeper understanding that this virgin birth is informing us that we quite literally are born out of the one infinite source, that there is no outside secondary cause of our birth, and that being birthed out of it in form, we have a kinship with it. In Science of Mind, we teach that Jesus is the great example, not the great exception. And everything that I've read that Jesus said reinforces that. He was constantly saying, everything I am, you are. The Father is within. He spoke in metaphor. He gave us opportunities to think and to think again and to think and think and think on our journey of awakening to who we are. And I think about the wise men bringing their gifts to Jesus. And I think about this idea of an infant receiving gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And in my humanness, I chuckle. It's like, what on earth would a baby do with gold, frankincense, and myrrh? Now, I recognize that I am looking at that from a very human perspective. But as I look even deeper into that, what became alive in me was an awareness that perhaps what the wise men were teaching us is bring the gifts you have. Bring the gifts you have to celebrate life. That whatever gifts you have, bring those to bear in celebrating the Christ within. The Christ within you, the Christ within everyone. And perhaps this story of the wise men in this infant Jesus is the most perfect example of the law of attraction. That when this divine energy, when our Christ consciousness is so bright, that people just show up in our lives to celebrate us. That this law of attraction is way less about us doing to bring things into being, and way more about us being the truth of ourselves. The purity of the Christ consciousness within us, the innocence, the unconditioned. Innocence is unconditioned. The innocent, unconditioned awareness of who we really are. The divine birthing itself by itself to be itself. And so tonight, typically what would happen is everyone here would go inward to hear that inner voice, to become aware of that truth, that unique expression that was birthed in you. And you would be invited to come forward and to light a candle as a symbolic gesture of illuminating that yes. And so tonight, Deborah and I are going to light candles on your behalf. And so I invite you, as you listen to this song, to go inward, to listen deeply to that soul within you. What is wanting to be birthed as you, as we invite the return of the light? Are you willing to invite the return of you knowing exactly the truth of you? The innocent, unconditioned truth of you. And to say yes to being that. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. Allow yourself to simply soften your gaze. And as Jeff and Rick take us into this song, to know that you are the light, and to allow it to inform you. Here we go.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
So right where you are, I invite you to just go within. To know with me that there is only one substance, one source, light, expressing itself in multiple flames. That this one is the life of every wick. That it is the oil that nourishes the flame. That it is the wick that makes it visible. Fully God, fully human. Each burning at its own brightness, its own pace. So I speak my word, claiming, affirming, accepting as true that each intention set here this evening is already made manifest. That each is awakening to a new experience, to a new illumination of the truth. That the invisible is being made visible brightly, shining so brightly that it attracts. That just as the oil gives to the wick, creating the flame, each and every one brings their gift fully to bear, celebrating the Christ consciousness within. And as each awakens, the flame of consciousness burns brightly, and healing must happen. That as truth is revealed, the one body of the infinite is healed. And as the body is healed, every cell within it healed. Knowing this to be true, I celebrate. I let go. And I simply let it be. As we anchor the word of the one together by saying, Amen. Shalom. Aho. Ashe. And so it is. I want to thank you each for joining us this evening. Ordinarily, we would be passing an offering basket, and, well, that's not going to happen. But if you have found this to be meaningful to you, I invite you to demonstrate that by giving. And you can go to our website to do that. That is sierracenter.org. And then find the tab that says Donate. You can also mail a donation to Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, P.O. Box 2714, Grass Valley, California, 95945. I want to thank Kate Stewart for our beautiful poinsettia. I want to thank Sharon Joy for our beautiful flowers. And I can do this without getting too emotional, I think. I want to thank you, Deborah Ellis, because this year has been an amazing demonstration of the depth of love and commitment that you have as a wife, as a practitioner of science of mind, as a board member to this community. There is no way I could have done everything I've done without you. Thank you. And thank each of you. Know that whatever you celebrate this time of year, you are celebrated. We love you.